Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Wednesday, October the 1st. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions you may have for me, you can use this email address. This is a link to get into our free room. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our free room. I open the room every morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And that's when I start to share my screen, get live on the mic. And I go up to 3:30 Mondays to Thursdays and up to 3 o'clock on Fridays. In the email you're getting, you will see a promo code for 15% off either the first month or the entire year of a Trade Idea subscription. Well, oh man, let's see. Just give me a second here. I want to do something before... All right, I did make a trade. I'm just going to show you what I did. But first of all, again, I opened the room at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So before I go into that trade, a couple of things. Let me just minimize this. We had some action. Before I talk about the V-Cell, we had some action in Ameritrade. Look at this in the pre-market. Look at this. This is all pre-market. Ameritrade, E-Trade.
Wow.
And Schwab. Wow. Schwab not quite as dramatic. Schwab is the cause of it, but nonetheless, once the market opened. So Schwab basically said, you know what, we're going to offer free commissions for our web-based program. And, you know, that just... Now, Interactive Brokers did the same thing last week.
Wow.
And it had a bit of an effect. You can see, if you look at Ameritrade and you look at the 15-minute... Look at the 15-minute... the daily... So on this day here, on that day here, that's when Interactive Brokers said, okay, we're going to offer a free commissions for one aspect of our platform. You know, if you want to get better fills, etc., you know, you'll still pay our little commission. But if you don't care about the fills as much, that's kind of the gist of it. Anyway, that knocked a little bit out of Ameritrade that day, but it was rallying. But I guess when Schwab, you know, a lot bigger than Interactive Brokers, when they did it today, that was So I would expect, of course, Ameritrade and E-Trade are going to have to follow suit with this whole notion of free commissions. And you know, I mean, this is the way the industry is going. I mean, Robinhood really started something with their free commissions. Whether you like Robinhood or not, it doesn't really matter. But this is why these stocks, these old traditional trading companies, firms are taking it on the chin right now. So Schwab did it, and look at Ameritrade. So that really, that was kind of exciting because up to that point, there was really nothing happening for me in the pre-market, and then boom. Now, let's take a look at some of the stuff. A disappointing day for me. I'm going to look at this V-Cell and just cringe, yeah. So look at the watch list down that I've got. The AXSM, 1950, it is 1690. Oh my gosh, 1693 right now. Now the problem is that it had a pop-up. I made a mistake. I should have reset the alert and then maybe taken advantage of this. I mean, that's just an incredible move down now. The CCRC, to be fair, this was kind of untradeable. I'm not sure why. I'm on a test server. That's why these things are taking a while to load. This was kind of untradeable because of the spread, and at one point this was not shortable even for me at IB. I noticed now there are a couple thousand shares available. So it looks better. I mean, you know, you look at this at 1367 and it got down to 1030. I'd love to say you could have got it there and covered it here. Would have been very difficult. SPWR, slow, 1075, 1050 now. The CN was the same thing. I actually got into the CN early and took a small profit on it. 3680, 3631, choppy though. And then of course this is the one I'm going to cry in my soup about a little bit. I actually did this one twice. I got in, I think, at 1487 on the short right up here on the break of the whole number. And it was earlier. I actually saw this earlier. So I know in my watch list down it shows at 1464, but I saw this earlier. And so I actually took the trade right here at 87. But then on that candle there, I got out at most. So I made a little bit of money. And then I took it again at 1460. I think it was at 1460. And it just chopped around for, you know, this is about 45 minutes. And I got out flat. And then afterwards it did this. And I can cry. The AXSM, though, no excuse on my part. When we get the alert at 1950, all I have to do, and I've said this many, many times, this is a good watch list for the day. So all I really had to do was just stick an alert, a price alert, back here at 1950. Do it. Well, it's too late now, but just stick the alert there. And so, there it is at 941. Yes, it popped up all the way up to 2065. Kind of forgot about it. Thought, oh well, that's the end of that. And then look what it did. So, the watch list down was awesome today, and as would be expected. By the way, let me just show you what the SPY was all about. So this has nothing to do with Ameritrade and all that. I guess the ISM, the manufacturing numbers came out, and somebody said they were the worst in about a decade. And so that, the market was at this point, this is up quite a bit in the pre-market. Market starts okay, and then they release the numbers, I guess, at 10 o'clock, and man, this has just knocked the stuffings out of the market. I mean, there's been no rally whatsoever. I mean, a little one right there of half an hour, but not really. So, but those are the numbers. And so if you were in any long trades without, really kind of trading on their own, in other words, being an alpha stock with earnings, I don't think there were really any earnings plays today, or something that had on their own, you would have got nailed. So, so the way to go was short. And so this is why I was saying, on the watch list, there's no reason to go long. So you have to, the watch list does trigger, but you have to watch what the overall market's doing. And so obviously the way to go today, was short. So, just want to get back. Okay, so there's the Axum. Man, that is too bad. 1950 down to, it's almost $3. I don't even know. I don't know what the spread is. Actually, spread is only a nickel, so it wasn't even like it was bad spread. So you could have got this, and at that point, it's down 16%. But at this point, I don't think it was down 16%. So you could have got this easily. And the reason I say easily is that when a stock is down more than 10%, you have the uptick rule that you have to deal with. If you go in at the bid, you may not get a fill immediately. Has to be some action at the ask. And then even when it goes back to the bid, you might be in a queue of people wanting to short it. So it can be kind of frustrating. At this point, there was no way that was down 10%. So anyway, no point crying over spilt milk. There'll be others tomorrow, I'm sure. So if you want to follow my watch list all day long, all you have to do is click on the new and channel bar and then Barry's windows. And then you can follow those two windows that I showed you, the up and down. Plus, this is the repeating version of them. Okay, some people like to see when the stock makes a low all day long or a new high all day long, and so that's the repeating version of it. And these two, let's show these two are the non-repeating. Why I like to look at these is that I can go back and say, okay, when was the first alert? It was 1950. What has it done since then? That's why this is kind of nice to be able to see. I look at the repeating also, but this, because sometimes you might miss something. You might say, oh man, has it moved very much from the original alert? And you might see that SunPower really hasn't moved that much. So there might be an opportunity to short it later. So anyway, want to get back into the room and see if there's anything happening. So I'm going to close down this. If you have any questions for me, you can use this email address. And this is a link for our free room. Again, you don't have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our free room. I will open the room tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern. So I hope everybody has a great evening, and we'll see you in the trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.